Here's a bit of a pastime that's taken up around Bristol. A whole new sport is emerging around the West. Men in suits of medieval-style metal armour fighting each other with swords. It's a bit like, a cross between a medieval reenactment, fencing and mixed martial arts. Professional tournaments are held the world over, but anyone wanting to train around here has to travel to London or the Midlands. Until now, as for the first time, a club is trying to set itself up in the West to get more people involved here. Our reporter is Adam Hurd. He's gone to a field in South Gloucestershire to find out more, and I hope he took his armour.
Fight!
Well, what you can hear around me is the sound of people fighting. They're using swords, shields, and I can even see the occasional axe. They're dressed in medieval-style metal armour, but we're not back in time. We're actually at a rugby club in Frampton Cottrell. And to tell me a bit more is Jamie Edmondson, one of the guys behind it all. Jamie, what sport is this?
I would describe it as full contact medieval fighting, or HMB.
So they wear actual armour, and these are blunted weapons, but real.
Yeah, completely blunted, historically accurate, so we have to go through authenticity checks, and it's completely real. There's no punches pulled.
Now let's get the sceptical question out of the way nice and early here. A lot of people would look at this and see a hobby, not a sport. Is it a sport?
It's definitely a sport. There's no pulling blows, like I said, in this. We train regularly. We train weekly, if not twice weekly, in small or bigger groups. Full training regime.
Well, I think the best way for me to find out more is to have a go myself. Do you think you guys could train me and to make me into a fighter?
Oh, I think we can make a night out of you yet.
OK, well, I think that's our time to cue the music and get training then. I don't think I'm going to learn anything just from listening to some music, so Jamie's introduced me to Chop. So you're going to give me a bit of training?
I'd love to,
with the pads, so you don't just go straight up to armour, you start off with pads?
You start off with soft kit. They're padded swords, padded shields, and it's almost like pretty much a boxing helmet with a cage on the face, just to give that little bit of head protection. Have one leg forward, one behind.
Sure. So this is sort of like a stance?
It's the stance, and it's almost like how a boxer throws his punch. You get that twist on the back foot to put all that force and energy straight through.
OK.
You want the shield to the side so it's covering your head and that side of your body. And then it's basically choosing your shots. You can shield punch, you can ram, you can grab your opponent's shield, try and rip it away from him. You can come in with the knee. You're not allowed to hit the back of the neck. There's too much risk to what's going on with the spine and the back of the skull. You don't hit the back of the knee. Most of the injuries, although there are less injuries than rugby, believe it or not, most of the injuries are ankle injuries and finger injuries. Fingers from people wearing badly fitted gauntlets. Ankle injuries basically from big guys falling over in a huge pile while covered in metal.
So how does it work if you were to compete in it? How on earth do you win?
A lot of the fights for the one-on-one is points-based. The group fights, which seems to be the most popular, is based on takedowns. Pure and simple, last team standing. You get anything from 5 guys fighting 5 guys right up to 21 v 21, which is pretty exciting to watch.
Teach me how to do a strike then.
Basically throw that shot forward and catch. So if you want to take a strike at me.
Yeah, OK, so I need to go.
Yeah. If you hold it quite loose, a flick.
OK, flick.
That's it. Can you feel there's a lot more force
Oh
in
yeah, like earlier, that's a lot louder is where you can hear it on the shield.
Yeah. Now what you've done is you've just given a harder hit while expending less energy. If you give me 3 of those, that's worth 6 of your other hits. So in 3 hits, you've saved your energy, haven't you?
You can teach me a few more strikes, if that's OK.
I'd love to.
And then I'm going to have to put on some armour and go up against one of the big guys.
I think you have to.
Any advice there?
Think how you're going to attack him, really. Wild shots won't do anything. Think where you're going to hit him and why you're doing that shot. What is it that you're setting him up for? You know, if you're going in with a shield punch, why are you going in for a shield punch? What comes after it? It's chess with human bodies.
OK, well, let's get back to training.
Let's do it.
I do hope he's looked after himself there, and also he signed the correct release forms. Adam Hurd, our reporter for the BBC, learning about the South West's latest sports team who compete in full contact medieval fighting. Now we'll be looking back at this in an hour's time to see if Adam really can take on one of the professionals and also live to tell the tale. One of our reporters got himself into a fight from BBC Radio Bristol, Adam Hurd, the troublemaker. He's been out in South Gloucestershire learning about our region's newest emerging sports team, the Bristol Boars. They're trying to prove they have what it takes to train full-contact medieval fighting, where people wear armour and fight with blunted weapons. Adam went along to a training session to find out more and has wound up signing up to a full fight with one of the professionals. We go to Frampton Cotterell Rugby Club to see how he's getting on.
Very kindly lending me his armour is Gareth. Hi, Gareth.
Hiya.
So we've got the armour laid out. Can you talk me through what I'm going to put on in what order?
Right, first thing you're going to put on is called a pull point, which is like a waistcoat. Then after that, I tend to go straight on to get my legs on. So it'd be the greaves.
Okay, so these are actual metal.
These are actual steel.
It's worth pointing out, you go to like blacksmiths for these. You don't buy these off the net.
Yeah, it's like I go to armourers to get stuff made. I am a blacksmith by trade myself. The stuff I've got here at the minute is mild steel. Some of the guys here have got spring steel, which has all been heated and treated as well. But because I got this when I was doing reenacting, it was only just for what it was for.
Hang on, what am I getting dressed in here? Is this going to protect me?
It will protect you. I've been fighting with the guys already, and I haven't really picked up anything majorly bad. Like the worst I've ever had really is broken fingers and probably a cracked collarbone. That was about it. I've been wearing this stuff and it does protect you. It does what the armour is designed to do, is to take that impact and protect the body underneath. This is a typical 14th century style, about mid 14th to late 14th century.
It'll fit all the way over my shins and the back of my legs.
Yeah, what you do is you have the front part and you have the back part, so it will enclose your leg completely, so it protects not just the front but also protects the vital bit at the back as well.
Okay, and after that?
After that you put on what's called a gambeson, which is a padded coat. It's layered upon layers of different linens underneath.
Yep.
And then the next bit on there, which is a separate bit, which is called a spolder. Basically it protects your shoulders.
We're not even over yet because there's a big bit of armour here. Is that what's...
Yeah, this is...
It's like a chest plate?
This is a typical design which is called a Wisby plate.
Then there's a helmet as well and gloves.
Yeah, you've got the helmet. This one is a nasal bassinet.
So you've got like chain on it.
Yeah, this is what mail is. So what this is designed to do is to protect your neck, but also inside you've got padding as well.
Oh yeah.
But just because of this sport as well, I've also got an additional protective grille in there just to stop my face getting smashed in when I get a shield punch to the face.
Now, it's an important point because I can see my opponent. He's a big guy. I mean, how do you feel when that comes to that? That you're putting yourself at risk here? How safe is the sport?
Well, there's always a risk, but it's like any sport. Like I've played rugby and I've injured myself playing rugby. No matter what sport you do, there's a risk in it. There are rules, regulations. You can't have weapons which are over a certain weight. You can't have them with a certain point to them as well. So there is safety aspects of it, and to be honest, there's been not that many injuries since the sport's been really doing. There's a couple, but considering what we're doing, it's not a lot. It really isn't.
Well, you're reassuring me at least here. I think it's time that I meet my opponent. Nice to meet you. I'll shake hands first. I think that's probably a good thing to do before I fight. So what's your name?
It's Kevin Frankham.
Okay, now talk me through what exactly we're going to do. We've got our armour on. How are we going to fight? How's this going to work?
We're going to give you a few hits so that you can feel what it's like to receive a few blows in armour, and we'll let you have a few swings at me so that you can feel the adrenaline of dishing out a bit of punishment. And when you feel comfortable, we'll let it go a bit more free flow and go a little bit more competitive.
We'll see if we can score points on each other.
Yeah, see if
or
we
more
score
accurately,
points.
if you can score points on me, I think will be the more likely outcome.
And make sure we try to stay on our feet, and because that always helps.
Because this armour weighs a ton. I mean, I am exaggerating there, but it does weigh a lot, doesn't it? How exhausting is it going to be for us out there?
Without using the correct technique, you'll get very tired within 45 seconds. And even then, just wearing it, standing around for 5 minutes, you will be sweating.
You make it look easy.
That's a couple of years' worth of conditioning and practice. But even now, you can probably see the beads of sweat rolling off my face.
Okay, well, I should probably say good luck. And may the best man win.
Thank you.
Fight!
What?
Hit him in the leg.
Don't just go for his shield, get his armour.
Nice.
Aim for the parts of the body, legs.
Clang, 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 clang. Kevin Frankham is on the line, who took part against Adam Hurd. Hello, Kevin. How did Adam do? Kevin,
I was just enjoying listening to that.
He went on a technicality, though, didn't he?
A piece of my armour came undone.
Oh.
So he did.
So you're an emerging club, the Bristol Boars. How's the fight for full club status?
It's going very well. Today is the final hoop to jump through, and we're looking very strong.
Now, you're about to take part in the tournament called the Heritage Cup. Tell us a bit more about that briefly.
The Heritage Cup is the UK Championship, where all of the best fighters in the country, for England, Scotland and Wales, we all get together and hammer it out, see who's the best.
Hammer it out. Clearly that's not what Adam did.
Well, he did all right for his first time in armour. We gave him a crash course in how to be safe more than anything else. And he certainly got a bit tired, which was fully expected.
Well, he's only a little lad, to be fair to him. But well, thank you for looking after him and keeping him safe. I appreciate that, and good luck today. Kevin Frankham on BBC Radio Bristol.